boy, Carnage. And with me, I've been talking about it. You've been hearing it. I've been posting it all over everything. This is a new year, a new Cage of Dreams with a brand new co-host. And here she is, folks. I've been talking about her. She's finally here. The lovely and talented Fantasia. Welcome, my darling.
You are too nice. Remind me to give you that $100 later for saying I'm lovely and everything.
Woo!
We all know how that goes, but I'm so excited to be here because, you know, a year ago I was a guest on your show and I had a great time. We're in a new year, like you said, Carnage. Great things are happening, bigger and better, and I am just so excited to be here with the one and only bad boy Carnage for the Cage of Dreams. And I got news for you. We're going to release that cage and let them dreams fly with the guests that we've got coming up. And it's going to be an exciting 2015. And, you know, I see you put the hearts up for Valentine's Day for me. Thank you.
Yes,
you know, I dressed all nice and pretty for you.
Also got some flowers for you, too.
Oh, see.
Okay.
Men out there, pay attention. This is a real man right here.
That's right.
This is a real man. And you can give me that $50 for saying that later too. But
gotcha.
No, seriously, thank you.
No, thank you. Now, tell the fans a little bit out there. I know they've seen you on your show. We talked about you. And so just give a little insight as to Fantasia.
Sure. Actually, next month in March will mark my 24 years that I have been in professional wrestling, still active as a professional wrestler, also a trainer and a promoter within the business. Where haven't I traveled? It's easier to say where I haven't been to where I have been. I've been overseas on several wrestling tours. Met a lot of wonderful, great people like yourself. Became really good friends with a lot of people. I'm also a power lifter. I power lifted actually longer, 28 years, and I retired last year after my competition lift. And now I'm just taking more inside here with the Cage of Dreams and its success and working side by side with one of my greatest friends in the wrestling business and outside the wrestling business, as well as just doing what I can to continue to promote people. And I'm the owner and CEO of Keeping It Real Productions LLC as well too. So like I said, it's you guys know who I am. If you don't, now you do. So you can always look me up there on social media. But
and where can he find you at?
Well, Facebook, just anywhere on social media. Honestly, if you just go out there and Google, you know, Pro Wrestler Fantasia, there I will be. But my main focus is going to be for the Cage of Dreams with the bad boy.
I appreciate that, and we welcome you onto the show.
Thank you.
And we're gonna get this thing rolling because, like I said, it's Valentine's Day. I got one of the loveliest women in professional wrestling right here by my side. We have a great guest coming on. We have Allison Funk. She's going to be coming up here shortly. She's an inspiring artist and model, and so we're going to talk to her about her dreams, and that's pretty cool. I'm really excited to have her on. She's going to be our first guest of 2015, so that's going to be a good time. But as always, every show, we don't do a show without it, and you know what that is. It's the top 5, baby, you know. And so we're going to do the top 5, the first one of 2015.
Did you write me a note? Oh, you actually had to write down your top 5. Okay.
Oh yeah, I have to write down the top 5.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Are these your personal top 5?
These are the top 5 most exciting things I felt that happened in 2014.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay,
I'm ready.
Can we do it?
Let's
You
hear it.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, number 5 on my list. Yoga pants. Now I know what you guys are saying. They're probably the most amazing things ever, and I wish I invented them, but I didn't. And do you have a pair?
Do I have a pair?
Yeah.
Oh, I got 10 pairs.
I
got 10 pair, at least 10 pairs of yoga pants, and I'm glad whoever created them because I love them too. Not for the reasons that you love them, but I'm just saying I love them.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, men do love the yoga pants. And number 4 on my list. I'm from the 80s. I'm an 80s type of guy, and animal prints. Have you noticed animal prints are back all over the place? No matter where you go, animal prints are back. So now I can pull out my zebra stripe Zuba pants that I had back in the 80s.
No, you don't. Oh, no.
Yeah, man, I'm going to rock them now because they're in style.
Are you serious? Are they black and white? What color are they? Purple? Black?
No, black and white, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a leopard print shirt.
Leopard, see that?
Leopard print. But I'm a woman. We're supposed to wear that. But okay, if you want to wear them.
We didn't know much better in the 80s. You know, it was crazy times back then.
Well, you let me know when you wear them because I want to see this. Not for the same reasons you like to see women in yoga pants.
You can wear your leopard shirt, and I'll wear my zebra pants, and we'll go out to the club or something. How about that?
Okay, I don't know about all that.
But
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Number 3 on my list. Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out in 2015. My personal favorite was that movie. It was just, I put it up there right with the Avengers. I think it was probably one of the best comic book movies, one of the best of all time. Did you see that?
No. I don't even know what you're talking about. What is it about? Never mind. Go ahead. It's number 3.
It's your
top
it's number
5.
3. Sorry. All right, number 2 on my list. Now this is pretty cool because he's one of us. The Rock. Everybody knows who The Rock is. He won for the best Christmas card of 2014, which was amazing. I didn't even know he had one out, but apparently he did. Did you happen to see that?
I was getting ready to say that. I didn't even know he had a Christmas card.
Yeah, he did.
Is he on the Christmas card?
He was. He was. And,
Is
and
he
it was
naked?
the biggest seller.
What, is he naked?
No.
Oh, okay. That's probably why.
Because I wouldn't be looking at it if it was.
What? Oh, sorry.
No. But anyway, number one on my top 5 list. I know you're going to agree with me. Try not to get too excited.
Okay.
But the number 1 most exciting thing of 2014, drum roll please. Honey Boo Boo got canceled.
Yes!
Hallelujah! Praise the Lord.
Honey Boo Boo, you got
Oh
the
my
axe.
God.
Oh my God! You know
Oh.
what? That's got to be one of the best top 5 I have ever heard anywhere. And with that being number 1, that makes my whole year. Honey Boo Boo.
She's gone. When they axed that show, I was so excited. I don't drink, but I had one.
Really?
Because I was so excited, I just had to have a drink because I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. I kept rewinding it on,
Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't support the show. That show served no
that
purpose.
show
It
was
served all
horrible.
the wrong purposes.
Absolutely horrible.
And I'm sorry. What kind of name is Honey Boo Boo anyway?
Don't even get me started. Anyway, that's our top 5, and we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we got our first guest of 2015.
I'm so excited.
Allison Funk is coming up on the show. Come on back, Cage of Dreams.
You're watching Cage of Dreams with Carnage.
You're watching Cage of Dreams with my band Carnage.
Welcome back to the Cage of Dreams. I'm your host, Pro Wrestling's bad boy Carnage, the lovely Fantasia.
Co-host.
That's right. And our guest, she's awesome. Allison Funk is with us. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And it is Valentine's Day, so here you go. You get some flowers too.
Thank you.
That's how I roll. But we have Allison Funk. She's on the show here, and she's amazing. She's got so many things going on.
You said she was awesome. You said
She
I
is
was
awesome.
You said I was awesome.
You're amazingly awesome.
Oh, okay, then we're
How about
good.
that?
We're good.
She's awesome. You're amazingly
Okay.
awesome. And I'm just a bad boy at cable. But yeah, she's on, and she does. She's an inspiring artist. She's into modeling. You can see some of her works back there. We turned this into the art gallery here, the Cage of Dreams art gallery, for this episode. It is Valentine's Day. We love her work. We love her being on the show, and we thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And so I guess we can jump right into it. I know art is a big thing for you.
It is.
Tell us a little bit about you and how you got started in it.
Well, I've been doing artwork since I was probably about like 2, as long as I can remember. It's always kind of been like my thing, I guess. And I ended up deciding to pursue it once I went to William & Mary for college. And so I majored in that and psychology, and which is kind of funny because art is my therapy. So the psychology, it kind of makes sense. Everybody's like, that's such a weird combo. It's like, no, it's really not. They're very connected. And so I use art as my therapy as well as like my passion. And so, yeah, a lot of my pieces are very psychological, and they're kind of dark, but
I like them.
thank you.
So actually, I bought one of Allison's pieces right here. If you can see that, it's one of my personal favorites, and I have this displayed in my house. See, I'm sorry, got my amazing, super duper co-host right over here.
Oh,
She's
no,
awesome.
pushing it.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's great stuff you're doing.
Thank
and,
you.
You know, psychology, that it works for you. I mean, a lot of people have their thing that helps them, and
Yeah.
this is your thing, and you're doing great work. Where
For sure.
can people see any of your work? You have it in like any galleries or anything like that, and where can they find you?
Actually, I am in a gallery exhibit right now at the SVAC Center in Waynesboro called 40 Under 40. It's an exhibition of 40 artists that are under 40 years old. in
Oh,
Virginia.
wow.
So
Excellent.
there's that, and then I'm on Facebook. I actually have 3 Facebook pages. I have my personal page, and then I have an artist page. I think it's Allison Funk, visual artist. And then I have a modeling page / art page where I kind of show everything, and that's Allison Michelle Funk, 1L, and that's just my birth given name. And so you can find me there. And then I also have an Etsy account with
A what?
an Etsy,
What is
Etsy.com. It's kind of like eBay except it's like just art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can people buy things off of it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
She said it was just like eBay.
I'm not on eBay.
Well, I'm not
Okay,
either, but
I'm
everybody
on-
knows what
I'm on
eBay is.
everything but eBay. Okay.
Everybody, well, you need to get on eBay. Everybody else knows what eBay is.
For sure. But yeah.
Okay, we'll find her on everything.
Yes.
Okay, just look for Allison Funk. You'll find her. She's an amazing artist, and so you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And now you started getting into modeling. But before we talk about that, I know you have a piece there with
I
you.
do.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
This is actually your piece, so I guess you can show them again.
Yeah.
It
see?
ends up being reversed. What I like, my favorite medium. I do everything. I do painting, sculpture,
Sorry.
blah 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 blah. Just everything possible. I do. And woodcut is actually my favorite medium because it's kind of like a combination of sculpture and like 2D. Like you get a 2D product,
Mhm.
but you're sculpting the wood. So I use these types of tools on the wood and kind of just gouge it out.
Mhm.
And then what you end up doing is after you're done like drawing and then gouging out all the wood, well, what you do is you carve out what's white. You know, when you're drawing, you usually you typically, draw in the black.
Right.
But you have to work in reverse.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
That's pretty
after
cool.
you're done carving all that out, it's basically like a giant stamp. So what you do is you roll ink over it, and then you run it through a printing press.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how it works.
That is pretty awesome.
But-
Kind of like what they do with screen printing on T-shirts and
Yeah.
stuff. Kind of like that same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, printmaking, the good thing about it is you get multiple copies too.
Mhm.
It's not, because I can make a few of these, because
Right.
this is a wood block too. It's a huge wood block.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
that's a
don't
pretty
know
big
of
piece of wood.
anybody-
Is that like a whole tree or what?
Pretty much. Yeah, that was a very intimidating piece, and it's very, very hard to print.
Wow.
It's very hard. It's the same exact size as a press. But yeah, so I can make multiples of these. So yeah, it's
Pretty
a
cool.
nice medium.
So did you cut it out on a tree and then put the paper up against a tree or something?
Yeah, I
That's
cut the tree
pretty
down.
big.
I'm gonna ask you an intelligent question after
Uh-huh.
that one. Is there a particular type of wood that you have to use, or?
No, usually I just use cheap birch. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. I think it's usually 3/4 inch. It's not very thick, but something that'll go through the press without any problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not, and you can also use MDF. It's the stuff they put formaldehyde and sawdust in and compact it. You can cut on that. It gives you a softer look. And then also the one right behind you, that's my grandma. But that one is actually a linoleum block cut. So what it was is a piece of birch with a sheet of linoleum on top
Oh,
that you
okay.
glue down, and that gives a much softer look as
Yeah, I
well.
was gonna say it looks like a lot smoother look on
Yeah,
that one.
and it's way easier to carve.
So she doesn't go out in the woods and chop down a tree.
I don't know.
I love trees. I wouldn't do
I mean,
that.
I'm just I'm a bit of an artist myself, but I do a lot of painting on glass and things like
Oh,
that.
neat.
So I don't work with wood. I work with glass and things like that. So that's pretty amazing
Yeah.
stuff right there. So yeah, it is a little
Thank
bit
you.
different. So, I don't know. Trees, wood, it's all that good stuff. Now you went from being an artist, doing this great stuff here, where hopefully people go out there and buy some of this and find her.
Yes, please.
But now you've gone into doing modeling.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
That's not something I ever anticipated would happen to me. I've always been more of a self-conscious person, so I never expected to be doing that at all. But it was kind of an opportunity that kind of just jumped out in front of me, and I decided hey, I'll go with it. It's fun, and it's pretty much for me. I am assisting somebody to pursue their passion. Juan, my photographer, he's the only photographer I've had so far. He has his vision, and I'm helping him
Right.
fulfill that,
Mhm.
and that makes me feel good. And yeah, I've done a lot of shoots now. We had a chopper shoot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that. Yeah, at the end of the show, make sure you check it out because there's going to be some pictures of some of her modeling and some of her artwork that we're going to show at the end of the show. So make sure you check that out.
Yes, and my recent favorite, underwater shoot.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's no pictures out of that yet,
Uh-huh.
but there will be soon.
So you like holding your breath, or?
Yes.
Really?
I didn't breathe under there. So
Oh
like,
my gosh, I thought maybe
She's not a
kind of
fish.
like, well, maybe, kind of like with a snorkel, kind of all sexy with a snorkel.
I don't think that would be too
something.
cute. I don't know.
Maybe, what? You know what I'm saying. But, so anyway, so you're doing a modeling thing. Now, where do you see your modeling going? What do you want to do with that, and when do you want to take it to the next level?
What I'd really like to do with the modeling is eventually connect it with my artwork. See, like, a lot of my artwork I've used like self-portraiture anyways, because it's kind of my way of telling my story, I guess. Like, for example, like this piece, and there are two that go along in the series called Cogitation. And what it's about is, like, I was going through a rough time of, like, depression, anxiety, not really knowing where my life was going. And so, like, I used this to express, like, the way that I was feeling at the time, and kind of use the self-reflection of, like, the literal self-reflection of me looking into the mirror to illustrate the psychological self-reflection. And so I hope to, like, kind of move that into the photography, because, I mean, it's just another medium, and I like to do all mediums, so I'm hoping to really connect those two.
Now, when you say that about the self-portrait of image and the therapy of yourself, like, where did the cows come from?
that's a different story.
Well, she does live in the country, so maybe the cow tipping thing, I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
I guess. I mean, she elaborated on her therapy, and that this is herself, and she has a series of it. And I'm looking over here, and there's two cows.
yeah, that's not me.
Okay.
But no, like I really appreciate nature, and I'm just a really like big supporter of like going out there, seeing something beautiful, and putting it down. Like, I want to capture what I see, like the beauty that I see in the world, and even things that aren't beautiful. Like, I don't know, I'm planning on doing some projects of some, like, those like little factories you see in like the country, like, are like really torn down, ugly looking things.
Yeah.
I really want to do a woodcut of one of those, because
Be
they're
kinda
just,
cool.
I see the beauty in all these things, the angles and all that stuff. So
I have a question that's kind of off topic, but it kind of goes in with your modeling.
Yeah.
Is your hair always that color, or did you just do that because Valentine's Day with us?
I was born this way. No, I've always wanted to have like blood red hair.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, red's always been a thing. I just love red. And so, like, usually when you dye your hair red, it fades into an orange very quickly. But my friend Erica, who you know, she discovered the secret to that. And so now I have red hair. This has been like this for 2 months now, and it doesn't fade.
Well, red's my favorite color. I'm going to have to have you maybe do the tips on mine.
Oh my god, you would look so good.
Now, if her hair was black, you would say black hair is your favorite.
No, it's not.
Are you sucking up?
Maybe. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We're having a great time with Allison. We're going to come back, talk a little bit more with Allison. And the lovely and amazing, my new co-host, she's awesome, I love her. Fantasia's with us. Allison Funk, come on back, Cage Your Dreams.
Hey, this is Allison Funk. I'm an artist and model. You can find me on Facebook and Etsy.com, and you're watching Cage of Dreams.
Welcome back to the Cage Your Dreams. I'm your host, Pro Wrestling's bad boy Carnage. The lovely and amazing Fantasia's with us. And our guest, Allison Funk. Inspiring artist, model, and possibly wrestling diva. Nobody knows more about wrestling than me and my girl Fantasia here, because we've been in the business all long.
Ew, you said that D word.
I know, divas, I know. It's something, I know, not women wrestlers. She wants to be more on the fun side of the business.
I'm
not
on the
so
fun
much,
side.
Well, we're both on the fun side, because I love beating people up for money, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she wants to be a little bit more on the fun side, so we'll say diva, so what, sorry.
I don't like the word either.
How do you make a D and then put the little thing?
We don't like divas, but as you can tell, we're all wrestlers, okay? We're not divas, but she's thinking of maybe being in the wrestling business somehow. Let's put it that way.
That was a good comeback.
Is that better?
Yeah, that was a good
Okay,
comeback.
okay.
Yeah, you saved yourself.
All right, good. Now, I've been doing most of the talking, and I want to give it to my brand new co-host. I want to give you some
time.
Yes, you're going to get some time.
Are you sure? You gonna be okay with
This
this?
is all you, ladies and gentlemen. Fantasia.
It's about time. We got to get to the end of the segment for me to get 30 seconds here. But thank you. I welcome the privilege here. Your co-host Fantasia, and now I'm going to get a little bit more serious with this, because I'm really going to bring it to you now. I'm going to get real. Allison, you talked in the beginning of the segment when you was talking about your artwork and therapy. I want you to be able to explain to this audience in reference to the therapy. You know,
Yeah.
I know it's helped you, and you use this, and it's magnificent. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
All seriousness here, it is beautiful.
Thank you so
And
much.
that tells me your heart comes through your therapy, which is passion, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you if you have a message that you can relay to the individuals out there of anything that they may be suffering from, that they can find their passion in their therapy and help use that to live a better life.
Yes.
So I'm going to allow you to go ahead and elaborate on that and,
Thank you.
and help reach these people out here.
Yes. Well, I have actually suffered with depression and anxiety for all of my life. And it's something that's not really talked about too much in society. Like, I mean, if someone's diabetic, like, some people have sympathy for them and they have to take their medicine. Mental health is a very serious thing, and like it should be treated in the same manner. For me, artwork has really provided a therapy, and I'm not really exaggerating when I say that this piece, along with the other two, like, they really saved my life. And so I want to encourage people out there who suffer with mental illnesses like depression, anxiety, whatever it is, really, bipolar disorder, anything, to try the artwork route. Like, it can really help you, and it doesn't have to follow like the aesthetics, you know, like anything you want to put down that describes your feelings, that will help you. Like being able to put down on paper or in wood, whatever, like in clay, just put what's negative inside of you into that medium, and it will be stuck there, and it won't be inside of you anymore. And if you're like me, I'm kind of a person, I'm not very good at explaining myself a lot. That's kind of why I do the artwork. This is a stretch for me. I'm not really good at talking at all,
But
honestly.
you're doing great.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm not, like, my social anxiety causes me to not be able, like, I kind of go blank when I'm expected to talk. So it has really, like, provided me a way to tell the world, like, what's inside. So I really encourage that for anybody who's struggling with anything, to really, like, try it out. And I think it could really help.
I think it's very beautifully put, Allison, because
Thank you.
what you have coming out, like you said, that negativity, you want to take it from here and put it somewhere, whether it be on canvas, paper, wood, anything like you said. This is beauty.
Thank
Okay,
you.
this is the negativity coming out and going into something that's so beautiful,
Right.
and it's so emotionally touching, because when you look at every detail that you have in here, this came from your soul.
Right.
Okay, this comes from within, and when you talk about your passion like that, like our passions that we have, you know, powerlifting and wrestling, and powerlifting with you, and even this show. This whole thing is about reaching people out there to let them understand there's always hope in some
Exactly.
shape, form, way that you can do it. Don't be afraid to let that come out, like you said.
Right.
You know, you just said, you know, you're kind of like a shy person. You're not, you know, this is kind of awkward for you.
Yeah.
But we have that touch on people. We'll bring it out of you.
Yeah.
But you have spoken so much in such a short period of time.
Uh-huh.
You've showed no fear. And that's the message you're sending to people out there, for them to understand this is beauty.
Right.
This is beauty. And it all comes from within.
Right.
And this is what Allison is telling you all. And the same way with the bad boy here, myself, you know, you live your life to the fullest. You get one time, and you got to make the best of it. Never live your life in fear, and never let anybody make you feel you're not good enough. Because Allison is a living proof right here. She is good enough, and her beauty that's out here on this display for you is the same thing with Carnage and his Cage of Dreams. It's called Cage of Dreams for a reason. This is what it's about. It's about dreams that are living proof right now.
That's right.
So that's, you know, I appreciate everything that, you know, being honest and
Thank
coming
you.
forward. And I know it's going to reach somebody out there, and they're going to feel the same way.
And thank you guys for allowing me to get my message out there. I really appreciate
Well,
it.
that's what this show is about. It's always been about that. That's why I came up with it, because there's so many people out there that are trying to live their dreams. Some of them
Right.
don't. Some of them, they think about it and it just never happens. And everybody needs to learn out there that no matter how big or how small it is or how many dreams that you have, you need to at least try. You got to get out there and try, because you'll never know if you'll succeed. The show, The Cage of Dreams, was inspired and came together for dreams, for people that have them, no matter how big or how small they are. We're here to inspire, have great guests like you on, to tell their story and help inspire others out there. You know, it's a great thing. A lot of people don't get a chance to do that. You know, like Fantasia said, you know, you only live once, so you need to get out there, no matter what it is, and try. At least try to live your dreams. And we hope that, you know, everybody watching will you know, take some advice from either me, Fantasia, or Allison, and maybe use it in your own life to help inspire you to live your dreams. You know, it's a great thing, and you know, what you're doing is just amazing, and you know, wish you nothing but great success with everything you're doing. Now I do want to talk a little bit. We've covered the modeling, we've covered the art. Let's talk a little bit about something me and Fantasia are familiar with, and that's wrestling. Now I know you're involved a little bit with LTW.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to say the D word. Okay, we're not going to use that right now. And there's another word that I'm not going to use either, because if you go back and see the episode where Fantasia was our guest on the show, she just about knocked out our former co-host because of a word that was used with a cookie sheet. So yes, make sure you go back on YouTube and check that episode out. So we're not going to use those words.
Thank you.
We're just going to say LTW Entertainment.
Yes.
You're involved a little bit with. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've honestly, I don't get mad. I've actually never been a huge fan of wrestling. But it's only
Is that even possible?
I used to not.
Get off the set.
In the past. See, like it was never really. I was never really around it growing up, so I didn't really like. I wasn't familiar with it. And Erica has always been a huge like pro wrestling fan.
Right.
So she got this opportunity from LTW to actually be the ring announcer, and
She does a good job too.
yeah, she does.
Is she a friend of yours?
She's my best friend.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Very good.
Yes. Well, she started doing that, so I would come along with her, and over time I've grown to love it a lot, and that's where I met you. And it's a lot of fun, and I kind of just like, you know, help Erica out with like all the LTW stuff, like, and it's a great organization. They're so charitable and trying to give back and all that, and which I'm a huge supporter of. So it's been a lot of fun. I don't think I'm gonna eventually be a wrestler. I don't know if that's for me.
It's good that you said wrestler,
Yeah.
not the D word.
Not the D word.
Yeah.
You wouldn't wrestle me?
I don't know. I piggyback rided a 300-pound guy one time. I might be able to lift somebody, but I don't know. I think I'll leave that to the pros.
Is that
I got a referee shirt.
a compliment?
Do you?
How am I supposed to take that comment? A 300-pound guy? Am I 300 pounds?
No, I didn't mean that.
I'm not sure how to take that.
No.
You're a little closer than I am, so
Whoopsies. I better get out of here. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna.
She didn't use the D word though.
I know she did.
No,
Thank
give me
goodness for
credit
that. Well, we're about ready to end this show. This has just been awesome. It's our first show of 2015. Great guest, great new co-host. I'm super excited, and we're gonna go ahead. I guess we're gonna have to close it down because it's about the end of the show, and I'm so sorry, but I want to thank you for coming on. I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much.
You are
It's been
awesome
great
and
being here.
beautiful.
Thank you, Fantasia. Love
Am I
you.
supposed to shake her hand?
Love you.
Well, yeah. She wants to wrestle you maybe one day, and I could referee
One
that.
day.
But I want to thank everyone for being on. It was a great show.
Keep dreaming.
Hey, that's what this show's about, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
dreams.
That's one of my dreams. But anyway, we're gonna end this show. We want to thank everyone for watching. You know, and like I always say, don't just live your life, live your dream. Peace out.
Absolutely.
Cage of Dreams. To help inspire others. Me, Fantasia here.
I was getting ready. Woo!
Gotta cut it off.